Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about the nonprofit CAPS Media Center in Ventura. And joining us is the Executive Director, Patrick Davidson. Welcome, Patrick. And what is CAPS Media Center?
Well, that's a good question because it confuses a lot of people. CAPS stands for Community Access Partners of San Buenaventura. What does that mean? We're a public access station. The short of it is that any person who lives, works, or goes to school in the city of Ventura can be a member of CAPS and utilize all of our resources. We have cameras, we have a soundstage, we have a whole bunch of equipment. We're also on the air 24 hours a day on two channels, Channel 6 and Channel 15. One is specifically for the public, and the other is for the government and education. They also stream. And we also have a radio station, KPPQ. Basically, the short of it is we're here to serve the community, to help them have their voices heard on the airwaves.
Great. And so let's speak about some more details or examples of helping the community.
Okay, sure. I was saying earlier, I've mentioned to people that what surprises people is that next year, 2025, is the 25th anniversary of CAPS. It was formed in the year 2000. And at the time, if you think about it, those of us who were around, there was no internet. And the only way you could really have your voices heard or seen would be on television or radio. So at that time, CAPS was formed by the public, by the community, as a place where people could go and express themselves, share their opinions. That's one side. The other is we're all about storytelling. It's an opportunity for people to tell their own stories. I mean, this program in itself, which has been around a long time, has utilized CAPS probably as well, if not better, than almost any organization in town. There's been more stories on this program about people in Ventura, about businesses, about nonprofits, about individuals, than anything I can think of. And so it's really kind of a model for what CAPS can do. We also have a lot of faith-based programmings. Churches and other organizations can have their services recorded and are on CAPS. We're open to everybody. We're the community soapbox. Examples, it's as wide as people's stories, ranging from historical stories about individuals and institutions and businesses and buildings in Ventura, to students, to adults. I mean, we had somebody walk in a few years ago, literally bringing in a wagon of tapes and said, "What do I do with these? My dad shot all of these. They're on VHS," and we converted them so we could put them on the air. And the key was, I said, "We'll do that, but I want you to host it." Because it was Bill Schneider's father's stories, and I wanted Bill to tell stories about his father, telling stories about Ventura. That's an example of what CAPS does, and nobody else can do that. I mean, the other thing we do is we also cover all the city council meetings. We cover all the government meetings at City Hall, and by recording, I mean we record them, we air them, we live stream them, we archive them for the city, so we become a resource to them. And the education component, because it's CAPS is referred to as a PEG station, which stands for Public Education and Government. And I talked about the public, that's community education. We work with the school district, we cover all the graduations. We have an after-school program on Fridays, which is incredible, called ECTV. I can talk about that more. And then the G side is the government. So there are three legs to CAPS.
Very good. Speak about the funding as a nonprofit.
CAPS has a unique funding model. We are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3. And the thing that's unique about it is that, as I said, 25 years ago, that was the era when cable television was taking off. And we evolved out of that. So what happens is that anyone who lives in Ventura, who is a cable subscriber, in our case, it's Spectrum, I'm one of them. At the very bottom of my bill, there's a little line that says franchise and pay, PEG, and we're assessed that. Those funds are gathered from the cable subscribers, by the cable company, and a portion is sent to the city to fund CAPS. So we are funded by the city we have a unique, specific revenue stream that goes to the city. It aggregates to about over $1 million a year. So those funds are taken by the city. A portion is held by the city, but a portion, the remaining amount, is sent to fund CAPS. So that covers about 80 or 90% of our budget. Our budget's $700,000 a year. The remaining, so that's about 600. The remaining 100 is we do what we refer to as fee-for-service work. We might do a video for, we've done videos for the county. We've done videos for the school district. We've done videos and other projects for other agencies and entities in the county. And we aggregate those funds, and that pretty much picks up the shortfall between the 600,000 and 700,000.
Very good. So just to underscore a point here, so even though the funding is coming from the city, there's actually no money coming from the taxpayers. Do I have that correct?
That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. And that does make us very unique. CAPS as a nonprofit, nonprofits always have, as they should have, a board of directors, which we do. George was a member of our board for years, which was great. And it's a diverse group throughout the city. And we also have a representative on the board from the city, from the college, because we sit on the campus of the college, from the county, and the school board. And I mention all of that because that group comes together on a regular basis and advises the group that runs the place, which is basically me, on how to manage CAPS. One thing that's unique about this board, for all of you who have ever been on a board of directors, is there's no fundraising involved. Normally, board of directors are asked when you need to raise some money. That's not the case with CAPS, with one exception, and that's just happened now. CAPS sits, it's a media center that sits on the campus of Ventura College on Day Road in Ventura. And has a big sign on the front of it that says CAPS Media, but still people don't know what we are. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have a mural created and painted on the side of the building, on the parking lot, so the public can get some creative representation of what CAPS is about. And that we're going to do a fundraising campaign, which we have never done. And we're very excited about that. And I think it will be supported by the arts community, by people who care about CAPS. And it's also a way for people to give back. And so, like I say, that's kind of unique for us. That will be done, big surprise, as part of the 25th anniversary celebration. And, but back to your point, that is correct. No tax money, individual tax money from the city goes to CAPS. And if you think about it, it's only cable subscribers that are funding it, yet it's available to the entire community.
Good deal.
It is a good deal. It is a good deal. It's a great deal.
Patrick, we're running out of time here. I wonder if you could sneak in a mention of volunteers.
Volunteerism is you know, it is an organization for the community. One of the things we do that's really fun is that every Tuesday night we open up the studio to artists. We call it Arts in Exile. We have musicians, we have poets, we have all kinds of folks show up and take over the place and create their own content. And the neat thing is that we train them to not only be performers, but also be the crew. So one day they might be performing, the next day they're actually shooting something in the studio. So that's, again, that's a volunteer opportunity. It's open to the public. Anybody can do it.
That's great. So we're just about out of time here again. And I'd like to see if you can sneak in the website and if you have a summating message for the viewers.
Well, it's very simple. It's capsmedia.org is the website, and I'm sure you'll put it up on the screen. I guess finally is that the thing to think about CAPS is it belongs to you. It belongs to the community. That's why the first word in our name is community. That's what we're all about. We're here to serve the public. The things that evolved over the years have come because the public says, this is what we want the organization to do. And so we try to be as responsive as we can and listen to them because we belong to them. It's their organization.
Well said. Thank you very much, Patrick. We're going to wrap up here. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.